What should I make for a video? Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. So, you guys ready for some horror? I'm going to be reading 3 creepypastas today. And so, let's get into it. Hey guys, Shot22 here. I am back with another video. And today, it's Halloween! I suggest you watch this video at night before you go trick-or-treating. Because when you're trick-or-treating, if you are going trick-or-treating, I don't know. But so, I'm going to read a story called The Rake. It's a creepypasta that I'd like to get into. And, so, yeah, let's just get into it. I'm not going to read that stupid intro. It took me forever. I tried doing it once. My brothers kept interrupting me, and I said to them, I'll quit YouTubing. But I'll just give them a second chance. But if they fail on that second chance, then I quit YouTubing, guys. Hopefully they don't fail on that chance. But so far, I'm not going to quit YouTubing because YouTubing is fun and stuff. What the crap? Ew. Dumb. Okay. But so, let's read The Rake. It's a bunch of different perspectives of people. But so, let's do this. A suicide note. 1994. As I prepared to take my life, I feel it necessary to assign any guilt or pain I have introduced through this act. It is not the fault of any other than him, for once I awoke and felt his presence, and once I awoke and saw his form. Once I awoke and looked and heard his voice, and I looked into his eyes. I cannot sleep without fear or what I might next awake to experience. I cannot ever wake. Goodbye. Found the same one box were 2 empty envelopes addressed to William and Rose, and 1 loose personal letter with no envelope. Dear Lenny, I have prayed for you. He spoke your name. Okay. A journal entry translated from Spanish, 1880. I have experienced the greatest horror. I've experienced the greatest terror. I have experienced the greatest terror. I have experienced the greatest terror. I see his eyes when I close mine. They are hollow black. They saw me and pierced me. His wet hand will not sleep. His voice, unintelligible text. You guys are ruining your chance. A Manner's log. Wait. He came to my sleep. From the foot of my bed, I felt a sensation. He took everything. We must return to England. We shall not return here again at the request of the Rake. From a Witness, 2006. Someone texted me. Okay, so 3 years ago, I had just returned from a trip from Niagara Falls with my family for the 4th of July. We were all very exhausted after a long day of driving, so my husband and I put the kids right to bed and called it a night. About 4 a.m. I woke up thinking my husband had gotten up to use the restroom. I used the moment to steal the sheets, only to wake him in the process. I apologized and told him I thought he got out of bed. When he turned to my face, he gasped and pulled his feet from the end of the bed so quickly his knees almost knocked me out of the bed. He then grabbed me and said nothing. After adjusting to the dark a half second, I was able to see what caused the strange reaction. At the foot of the bed, sitting and facing away from us, there was what appeared to be a naked man or a large hairless dog of some sort. Its body position was disturbing and unnatural, as if it was hit by a car or something. For some reason, I was not instantly frightened by it, but more concerned about the condition. At this point, I was somewhat under the assumption that we were supposed to help him. My husband was peering over his arm, and he tucked in a fetal position, occasionally glancing at me before returning to the creature. In a flurry of motion, the creature scrambled around the side of the bed and then crawled quickly in a lightning short motion right along the bed until it was less than a foot from my husband's face. The creature was completely silent for about 30 seconds, or probably closer to 5. It just seemed like a while, just looking at my husband. The creature then placed its hand on his knee and ran into the hallway leading to the kids' room. I screamed and ran for the light switch, planning to stop him before he hurt my children. When I got to the hallway, the light from the bedroom was enough to see it crouching and hunched over but 20 feet away. He turned around and looked directly at me, covered in blood. I flipped the switch on the hallway and saw my daughter, Clara. The creature ran down the stairs while my husband and I rushed to help our daughter. She was very badly injured and spoke only once more in her short life. She said, "He is the rake." My husband drove his car into a lake that night while rushing our daughter to the hospital. She did not survive. Being a small town, news got around pretty quickly. The police were hopeful at first, and local newspaper took a lot of interest as well. However, the story was never published, and the local television news never followed up either. For several months, my son Justin and I stayed in a hotel near my parents' house after we decided to return home. I began looking for answers myself. I eventually located a man in the next town over who had a similar story. He got in contact and began talking about our experiences. He knew the 2 people in New York who had seen the creature we now referred to it as the rake. It took the 4 of us about 2 solid years of hunting on the internet and writing letters to come up with a small collection of what we believed to accounts of the rake. None of them gave any details, history, or follow-up. One journal had an entry involving the creature in the first 3 pages and never mentioned it again. A ship's log explained nothing of the encounter, saying only that they were told to leave the rake. That was the last entry in the log. There were, however, many instances where the creature's visit was one of the series of visits with the same person. Multiple people also mentioned being spoken to, my daughter included. I just wonder if the rake has visited any of us before our last encounter. I set up a digital recorder near my bed and left it running all night. Every night for 2 weeks, I would tenaciously scan through the sounds of me rolling through in my bed each day when I woke up. By the end of the 2nd week, I was quite used to the occasional sound of sleeping while blurring through the recording at 8 times the normal speed. This still took almost an hour every day. On the first day of the 3rd week, I thought I had heard something different. What I found was a shrill voice. It was the rake. I can't listen to it long enough to even begin to transcribe it. I haven't let anyone listen to it yet. All I know is that I've never heard it before, and now to believe it spoke when it was sitting in front of my husband, I don't remember hearing anything at the time, but for some reason the voice one on the recorder immediately brings me back to the moment. The thoughts that must have gone through my daughter's head make me very upset. I have seen the rake since he ruined my life, but I know that he has been in my room while I slept. I know and fear that one night I'll wake up to see him staring at me. I've got a lot of requests for this story recently, both by email and C-Box. So here it is. I couldn't find the original author, just a repost of the story in an SA ghost read. So if you know, comment and enlighten me. Okay, so that was the rake. And so we're going to, guys, that's one strike. Two more strikes, I give up.
You guys are going to lose your candy.
I'm looking for one. Hold on.
I'm the one getting it, so.
The last word, the final bit, and then record the hoof lady. You're grade, you're the headlights, the women, the burn photo, part 1.
Lay down.
Hold on, guys. I'm right here.
First, this has to get cleaned up before we do
Finish the video.
Well, guys, I'm only reading one. That was the rake. Tell me what the Luigi's Mansion creepypasta is called. And if you guys ever read this, yeah?
As soon as your mom comes down, we need it. She said she may have some cardboard. If not, we'll run to the store and get some.
Okay.
So we need to frost it real quick because the paint will have to dry on it.
Okay. So, as always, you'll see me in my next video, and you all will see me in my Halloween costume, hopefully. That was my chair.